Hello, my name is Rashika Vaid, and I am the violin director for the Treble Clef project. So today I'll just be going over a few more of the basics of the violin. So first, let's start off by learning how to tune our instruments. So tuning is really important because if your violin isn't in tune, anything you play isn't gonna sound right. So it's really important that you tune your instrument properly. Um, you do need to be careful when you tune your instrument because your strings are quite sensitive and they can snap very easily if you tune too extremely, if you like move a peg too extremely. And it's also important that you cannot leave your violin, even in its case, in anywhere that's too hot, too cold. So, like leaving it in a car for extended periods of time or like leaving it outside. All of these don't do them because they're really gonna mess with the strings and your violin is gonna go completely out of tune and it can break or damage your instrument. So it's really important that you always keep your violin somewhere that's like temperature regulated, so that you don't damage your instrument. Okay, so on a violin, there are four strings. Starting from the left, you have the G string, the D string, the A string, and the E string. So the G, D, A, and E. For tuning, we mainly use two parts of our violin, the pegs and the fine tuners. So the pegs are used for more like drastic changes that you need to make, and the fine tuners are, like the name says, used for finer tuning that you need to do. So for the pegs, you need to be careful with the E string because the E string is it's the thinnest string, it's the most fragile string, so it's the easiest one to snap. So you need to be very careful when you tune that string. But a lot of the time, the E string doesn't go out of tune that easily. So most of the tuning you're gonna do is going to be from the fine tuner on the E string. When we tune, we keep it. Beginners like to keep their instrument on their laps, holding them up like this. More advanced players can tune while keeping their instruments up and bowing, but for right now, we're just going to tune on our laps. For the pegs, when you move them forward, when you move your pegs at all, try to keep plucking so you can kind of hear where the sound is going. So if you move your peg towards you, your string is going to go lower. The sound is going to go lower. But when you move it away from you, the sound is going to go higher. Like that. So I like to use tuning apps online, or if you have a piano or a keyboard, anything like that, just to reference your sound. Once you kind of become more familiar with your instrument, you'll start remembering the sounds. But those will just give you a good like guide on if you need to tune higher or lower. So right now, let's just do the A string. My A string is completely out of tune. So it's too high right now. So let's pull it towards me a little bit, turn the peg towards me. And that's almost in tune right there. So once you have your peg in the correct spot, you're gonna push it into place. So you're gonna push it this way into place so that it's really locked in there. And now we have this. And now if we need to make any adjustments with our fine tuners, turning to the right will make the sound higher. But turning to the left will make the sound lower. So this is too low right now. So we're gonna go higher. And that's in tune. When you tune a specific string, like a lot, you want to check your other strings because a lot of the time when you mess with one string, the other strings get affected. So it's important to check and make the like tiny adjustments you need to. So like, for example, my T got changed a little bit. And so now it's in tune. So practice tuning so you get good at it. Make sure you're careful with your tuning. Don't try to tune too extremely, otherwise your strings could break. But other than that, once you get the hang of it, it's really not that hard. So don't be afraid of it. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you.